Hello everybody, I'm Bets Golden. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a really fun project that I am going to be showcasing today, showing you how to do it. But I have to tell you that the emphasis on this project is not so much on creating the paper beads as much as it is on finishing the paper beads. So, as you probably have guessed based on my usage of the word paper beads, we're doing something with some paper beads. I would like to encourage you to head on over to the channel in which I learned how to create these, and that's the Shannon Green channel. She has some wonderful tutorials, and she does a lot of things with these types of beads. So make sure you go over and check hers out if you want further explanation after I show you how to create them in this video. But I am super excited with this because I used the Rita Bearcat Emerald Creek embossing powder line to create some fantastic beads. They are beautiful. They are one of a kind. They look magical. You could put them with some mermaid charms and have really cool necklaces or bracelets or earrings or something for your planner. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get on with it. Hello everybody. So these are a few of the paper beads that I've already created, and I'm going to walk you through how to make a paper bead, and more importantly how to finish it so that you can actually wear it and utilize it and you don't have to worry about it necessarily falling apart on you. The first thing you need to do is you need to take a strip of paper, and you can determine the width on it. This is a 1-inch wide strip of paper, and if you want a longer, narrower bead, you're going to go for a wider width. If you want a smaller bead that's more circular, you're going to go with the smaller width. However, I discovered that I really like the 1-inch width of the bead, and you're going to take your ruler and an X-Acto knife and just cut it on an angle like this. All right, so usually what I do is it doesn't always cut all the way through, so I just start off like that, and then I finish up with my scissors, and my scissors will just follow along that line, and I will end up with the potential of 2 beads. Now, you will be able to see both sides when you do it, so be mindful of that when you put your bead together, because one side doesn't just show, both of them do. I like the white side on this with the type of embossing powder that I'm going to use, so I'm just going to use that. So from here, you're going to need, this is a quilling tool, I believe it's called. And you can actually take like a wooden skewer, something like this, and just cut a slit in the side and slip your paper into that. Or you don't even need to do this. You can just wrap it around a poking tool or a needle or something like that. But I find that this makes it easier. I just slip this through this piece of paper through here like so. And you're going to notice you want it to wrap evenly, or so they say. I really don't always. So you're going to want to straighten it out as it goes. Since this is at an angle and it's not, you know, like a perfect triangle, that it's, well, it's a triangle, but this is it's not an obtuse, it's not an acute. I think it's just, what is the 90-degree one? Anyway, sorry, I'm not into geometry. So anyway, you're just gonna do like so, and then you're gonna start to roll. Now, some people like to use a little bit of adhesive at this point. I do not, because the adhesive can drip into the center, and then you can't string it on your projects. So I just like to roll it up, and you just kind of want to flip it over and make sure that you're getting a really nice shape. And if you try to keep it in the center as you roll, that'll help. I learned how to make this through the Shannon Green YouTube channel, so go check that out for further explanation. She does a lot with paper beads, so I'm basically using what I learned from her over here. So please go check out her channel. She has a lot of fun stuff. Then once you kind of get to the end, you're going to want to take your craft glue and you're going to seal it up. Now, if you want it poofier, you could totally just seal it like that and you'll have a little bit of a poofier, more full bead, but I kind of like mine tight. So it doesn't take much adhesive to do this, and you're just going to continue to wrap it around. And as you can see, the adhesive is bleeding out over, which is okay. We're just going to continue to wrap it around, and if we need a little bit more, we can put that on and just blend it out with our finger, okay? We're going to be, my beads are a little bit more forgiving because of the type of technique I'm going to use to finish them with. So once you get that nice and adhered and you've rolled it around a bit, you're going to remove this from here, and you're going to take a pokey tool and you're just going to make sure that you can get the pokey tool through. So I like to go through one end like so, and then I like to go through the other end like so, and some of this will start to pull out, which is okay. Like you might have some of these layers pull up, and that's okay. I kind of like it. So once I know that that is good to go, I'm going to take my bead and I'm going to place it on my pokey tool. I'm going to take some embossing ink, and then I'm going to get out a thick embossing powder. And the kinds that I'm choosing from today are Kiss of the Fairy. This is a really pretty pink. Dragon Egg, I love this. It's a blue. Mermaid Fin, really pretty sparkly blue. And then Midnight Magic, which is looks like a midnight sky. For this one, I'm going to use Dragon Egg. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it like so a couple times, making sure I get some coverage, and then I just take and kind of clean off the tip. I haven't had any problems with them sticking, so I'm just going to clean off the tip, and I'm just going to stick my bead right into my powder, and then I'm going to heat set it. I'm going to re-dip it because I want it a little bit more. And then there we go. That is a custom bead using the Magical Mysteries embossing powder, which is a thick embossing powder. It's like a really coarse. So that is gorgeous. You're going to want to let it set up for a minute before you take it off because it is hot and it will burn your fingers. But I usually just take it off with a pair of tweezers. Like so. I just kind of pop it off. And there we go. And now it's cool enough to the touch. Let me show you, this next way is really fun. I'm going to show you how to make this with this set. It is the Fairy Wings set, and it has a lot of different options. This is a really fun one because you get to customize what colors you want on your bead, and it's magical what happens. So we're going to prep our bead the same way we did before. You have to dip it in the base. This base has a really pretty purpley blue type translucent shimmer to it. So you're going to heat this up, and you're going to want to move quickly as you do this because we're going to be placing it in each of these powders, which we have the pink, the gold, the green, the blue, and the purple. This comes as a set, and you can get it off the Rita Bearcat site. It's Emerald Creek is the one that made it, and Rita Bearcat has it on her site. So this is a really top-notch fun product, and you can make really magical beads. That's the only way I can explain it. So we're going to move a little bit quick here, and I'm going to take this off screen a little because I don't want to have this fly, and start to heat set this. All right, so that's still hot. So I'm going to take and I'm just going to start to dip in a couple of these, and I'm making sure that I'm tapping off excess as to not cross-contaminate, but it will stick to the bead. Gotta switch hands here. I'm doing it backwards. We're going to add a little bit of green. And if you feel like it's not sticking, then just reheat it and it'll heat it up once again and stick. We're going to do the blue. And then we're also going to do the purple. This does get thick and it will start to drip possibly, and I love that look. And I'll show you what I mean at the end. All right, so this bead, I just want to do a touch of gold on the tip, and then we're going to call it good. And it's already starting to melt in because it's so hot. All right, so this is a beautiful, look how beautiful that bead is. It's so pretty, and it does take a minute to set up because it is super hot. I'm sorry, I'm out of focus. It is super duper hot, so we definitely need to let it set up a little bit on here, cool down so we don't burn our fingers because it's toasty. And we'll do one more like this so you can kind of see how you can get a different look. Okay, that's still pretty warm. So again, ooh, and that's really hot. So don't do what I just did. Again, we're going to take our bead. We're going to roll it along our embossing pad. Make sure we get it nice and picked up with some good amount of embossing ink. And then we're going to, I just like to take and just get a little bit off the tip. Like I said, I've never had anything stick, but you never know. All right, and we're just going to really get that in there nice and good. See, it's already very pretty as it is. I'm going to move these up a little bit. That way I can get on screen a little bit better when I'm heating this, so you can really see it in action. All right, so this time I want to do a coverage of some gold first. And we're just going to kind of go right down the line from there. Add some pink. I am making sure that I turn it as I go, just because I want to make sure that I keep that embossing powder on it nice and hot and liquid so it adheres. Then we'll do some blue. See, it's getting thick, so we're going to melt that down. Dripping off. I want to kind of catch that before it dries because it will be permanent. And I love it. I love it. All right, and then we're gonna just put some purple on it. And then I'm just gonna go back and hit it with a little bit more pink. And then we'll call it good. All right, so there you go. See how pretty that is? And it's very different. It just is gorgeous. It looks magical. So lovely. And then from here, once this cools to the touch, and we can take it off, I can take it off with this, but it actually is still pretty wet. Like, I can smear it a little bit, which is super fun because that means you can move it around and, you know, manipulate it. Once this dries, you can string it on whatever you want. I put it just on a little, almost like a little bracelet. And let me tell you which colors these are real quick. Just want to set that up. All right. So this color is the Midnight Magic. That's what this one is. It's the Midnight Magic. This one is the Mermaid Fin. So this one is that. This one is the Mermaid Fin. This is the Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg is my favorite, I think, out of the collection. This is the, I believe this is Kiss of the Fairy. It's the pink. And then these are all of this. Okay, so that one I made with this. This one as well. All right, so I did 2. So that is just something that you can do with your paper beads, and you know, it just really amps them up, it finishes them off, it seals them in, and it looks so cool. I mean, I love it. And your shape of your beads, of course, are going to be different, and that's good because it's a handmade project. Nothing, it's custom. It's one of a kind. So you will never get the same thing again, which I absolutely adore. All right, please make sure you check out the Rita Bearcat website for these embossing powders if you're interested. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please share my video if you know of anyone that would be interested in jewelry making or planner clip making or whatever you could possibly throw a bead on. I'm sure they would really have fun with this. Also, check out Shannon Green's website. I mean, her YouTube and her Instagram. She has an Etsy shop that's pretty fabulous as well. She's the one that I learned all these through. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please ask any questions or leave any comments below and I'll make sure I respond. Until next time, happy crafting!